Hey, it's Coolio. If you don't know, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Maj'Eyal. So last time we completed the Trollmire and the Ruins of Corpool, and this time we're going down to the Rhaloren camp. We're going down to the Rhaloren camp. Thank you. And then the Scintillating Caves. And I will start a timer now before I forget, because I tend to do that, viewers. I'm a forgetful person. I'm sorry about that. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Yeah. There we go. And then I immediately pressed the wrong button. There we go. Of course, resting for the feel a surge of power as a powerful creature falls nearby. I don't like the idea of that. I don't want this video to be like 3 minutes long. Suppose if it is, I'll just start another character. I do have one more character type that I want to give a shot here. Alright, we got some more lore to read through. Hooray. We must be on guard. The Council of Elders is desperate to find us, to hunt us down and suppress us. But we will not be suppressed. We have our rights. They scout their let me try that again. Their scouts try to track us down, and their spies try to infiltrate our numbers. They cannot accept any others having power, or any voice but their own being heard. We have split away from our people, and we follow our own path now. We are outcasts. They call us renegades, anarchists. They think of us as nothing but vermin to be crushed underfoot. But we will not endure their cruel suppression. Our voice will be heard across the world, and they shall recognize a new race of power, the mighty Rhaloren. Written by the Inquisitor. You know, I feel slightly bad about killing them now. Like, you really gotta have a reason to want to actually destroy outsiders like that. Because if they really are, radicals and super chaotic people, then they might cause a problem. But at the same time, they might lead to new solutions. It's a rather strange situation. Anyway, the fact is, they are hostile, and we have to destroy them. It's pretty much the only justification that you need in most RPGs. Oh. Girdle of the Calm Waters, a belt rumored to have been worn by the Conclave healers. We don't really need the maximum encumbrance because we have the chest. And the Girdle of the Calm Waters gives us 30% healing mod. So I think I'm going to go with that. And that works with any healing, whether it's from a regen spell, a healing spell, or even your natural regeneration will be increased by 30%. So that can mean the difference between just barely surviving and just barely dying. Oh, you're still there. I haven't killed you. Okay. Now you're dead. And we have cleared this level. Warriors covering, no. What's a Shadow Bloom? Not worth it. Oops. Yeah, I don't think there's anything particularly worth in this. I'm just gonna cash it all in for the moolah. Oh, you seem rather harmful. That was explosive. Okay. And now you're out of range, but you're not out of range of this. Have another dose. And then you are in range of my bow. So you die. You silly person with your Boral Fang, the Iron Gauntlets. A thing to note, because I always have things to note. When enemies use things like talents and skills, and anything that could have a debuff if you were to use it, they go through the same cooldowns and debuffs, and buffs of course, as your character. Every character is handled the same as the player character, so they can't necessarily keep spamming the same thing over and over again. If they run out of mana, if their talents are on cooldown, or what have you, they can't use their talents, same as you wouldn't be able to use them. And in this corner, no. I'll leave the chest for later, as usual. And here's some more text. The scintillating caverns must be protected. Our great leader has ordered it so, and his word is more binding than any law. Our numbers are few, and we must move in secrecy, but a quiet watch will be made on the caverns. Any who are seen to interfere in them must be lured here to our place of strength and brought before me for inquisition. More have joined our cause. Their eyes have been opened to the injustice our people has suffered, blamed by the other races for the spell blaze and its effects. They are sick of the cowardice of the Council, who sit in silence as we are scorned and hated across the world. But most of all, they are inspired by our great leader, and the powers he has gained from studying the spell blaze. He alone realizes our full potential. He alone can see in our hearts what we are truly capable of. He has blessed me, rescued me from a tortured life, and touched me with his power. Anyway, only he can lead our people. With his mastery, the world will see our strength and recognize us as a true force to be reckoned with. Trust in his power, for he shall bring us all to glory. The Inquisitor. It's pretty clear that this faction was made because they're probably like Rhaloren or something, or, the magical type of elf, as it were. And they've been persecuted for being part of the spell blaze, and they're not okay with that. Personally, I wouldn't be either. I don't know about them protecting the Scintillating Caves, though. And again, an object rolls from the chest, and that is it. I swear, some of these chests aren't just about giving you free stuff. Oh. Yeah, and in fact, this is a direct upgrade, now that I look at it. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason not to equip this. Anything else? Don't think so. Actually, yeah, I haven't been paying attention. I have to make sure that none of these are infused by arcane forces. No. Okay. We're good. We're good, people. We're good. Also, still not a single escort, which I don't understand. I don't know if it's because I'm recording this or what. I mean, I've been recording a couple of runs before this, and I got escorts. I messed all of them up. If I recall correctly, there are a total of 7 escort missions that are randomly put into to dungeons. Slowly exploring everything. Auto-exploring, I should say. Slowly, because it's what happens when I try to record things with this computer. And another letter. For too long we have been taught that the spell blaze was a tragedy, that we are responsible for the deaths of millions and for suffering across the world. These are lies, lies spread to defame us, to prevent our people from using magic to its rightful degree. The lesser races are jealous of our powers, of our amazing potential, and so they think that let me try that again. The lesser races are jealous of our powers, of our amazing potential, and so they think to keep us underfoot, to stop us from ascending to our rightful place in the world. They fear us. The truth is that the spell blaze was an experiment that went wrong. Many of our greatest mages died from the resulting energies, and some lands nearby were set ablaze, but there was no loss of life amongst the other races. It is their own wars that caused that, and their own squalid societies that brought about the plagues that followed. Many centuries later, a great natural earthquake occurred that tore the lands apart, and the other races had the audacity to blame that on us. For this reason, they persecuted us during the spell hunt. Many of our mages were killed mercilessly, and even those with no affinity to magic were brutally slaughtered in this terrible crusade. Even today we suffer discrimination and persecution, and tales still spread of an innocent Rhaloren burned at the stake or chopped to pieces. And what does the council do? It sits in silence and hopes people will just forget. But no more. The time will come when the truth shall be known, and the retribution will fall on any that deny us our rights. The Inquisitor. So that kind of gives you a better idea of the spell blaze and the spell hunt. Oh geez. So yes, the Rhaloren are a split off of the Shaloren, and they're angry. And surely they have a right to be. But in any side of an argument, there are 3 sides. The one group or person, the other group or person, and the actual objective truth. So, without knowing the actual objective truth, it's hard to make a final decision. Spell Hunter's Guide Part 2: How to battle a magic user. We didn't get Part 1, but, whatever. Those who rape the forces of nature with their malign wills doubtless unlock great powers to their advantage. We of noble cause, with our abilities aligned to nature's threads, can struggle to equal the terrible might of these unholy mages. But we must persist, for our cause is just, and the threat to this world from the terrors of the arcane evils cannot be understated. Too long has Maj'Eyal suffered the torture of their presence, and so we must fight with all the powers that nature can give us. Mobility is key against spell-slinging warlocks and witches. One must rush with full speed towards them and hack them down, not giving them time to utter a spell of attack or defense. Against multiple opponents, this could be difficult, and retreat to less open space is often vital. Do not consider this cowardice, for you play the weaker hand, and must take all advantage you can acquire. Get into a tighter environment and keep behind a concealed corner until they are right upon you before unleashing all of your strength against them without warning. Necromancers and fell conjurers can present a great threat when they summon their dark minions to overwhelm you. Often it is best to take the wizard out first, though it presents risk. You must raise your will and suppress all pain until you come right upon him, and then strike him down quickly before retreating to a safer area. Stunning or dazing the caster before they have a chance to summon aid can also help immensely. Hexes and curses can wreak terror upon you, and you would do well to have an infusion that removes these and other blight and magic effects when facing dread occultists. Infusions to augment your natural healing are also a must for difficult battles. Remember to show no mercy, for they will give you none. Kind of two sides of the same coin, isn't it? You have the Rhaloren, who are all about throwing the arcane book at you. And then you get that thing about how to battle magic users. They really put a lot of thought into this. And to think that this basically started off as an Angband variant called Troubles of Middle-earth. Then it moved away from Middle-earth and into the world of Maj'Eyal, and, well, this happened. I have great news. Our glorious leader has written to me, telling me of his travels. He is on a great pilgrimage, a holy quest to discover more about the Spellblaze and its powers, so that we may show the truth about it to the world. It is a quest fraught with peril, for we have many enemies in this world, but by his powers he cannot fail. He cannot. He cannot. One day soon he will return to us and bring us to our proper glory. Look forward to that great time when he is amongst us once more. Be ready for that moment when he stands tall before us and looks at us with these deep eyes. Work hard now and be attentive in your duties, so that we may make him proud. We fight for him, we struggle for him, and if needs be, we will die for him. He is our hope and glory, and the only joy we have in this dispassionate world. The Inquisitor. Ooh. This tall staff is equipped with a pin. It's magic. In this run, specifically, we don't care about magic. We renounce the arcane in all its forms. Well, except for selling the items and getting some dosh out of it. There is the Inquisitor, ladies and gentlemen. Time to ask him a couple of questions with my bow. And that was easy. Cloud car. This has broad brim, protects you from harsh sunlight and sudden storms. Nice item to have if you're not doing a magicless run. But, you know. Yeah. This letter doesn't always drop, I don't think. Or maybe it does, but I usually have lore turned off. My dearest, I hope this letter finds you well. I worry for you, so close to the city, so vulnerable should they find our base. But I trust in your strength and know you will be safe. Yet should anything happen, I wish you were here with me, able to share in the wonders I have seen. Yet this journey has far more perils. The Zygoranth have been onto us, tracking us relentlessly, spoiling many of my plans. They are truly a force to be reckoned with. But luck is with me. I have managed to capture one and find out the location of their base. Soon we shall prepare an attack, though it shall put an end to their threat forever. Ah, but there is something more exciting even than that. Near the charred scar I have uncovered a truly amazing thing, a mark of the Spellblaze. Oh, how I long for you to be here with me to see its wonders. You of all people should know my passions so well, and what delight you would find in what I have discovered here. Here is where our future lies. Here is where we shall gain the power to truly strike out on our own. Look after our people well, and keep strong our base for when I return. It shall be soon, I hope, and it shall be in glory. with passion abound, your dearest love. Oh, now I'm all sad. I mean, I know that we're doing this for balance and, justice and trying to create some semblance of peace, but that's still kind of sad. Because the leader was not only the well, it was not only the leader of this group, but also the love interest of the Inquisitor. So, oh dang it! I completely skipped everything. Oh well. I don't think I really needed anything that had dropped anyway. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to look in the message log to see. Can I do that? Really? Okay, well, let's go to the Scintillating Caves, and then I will look at the message log by pressing Control M. There we go. Control M, game, not just M. There we go. I don't know what Gedlin was. If there was anything good in this, it might have been Gedlin, but I'm not even sure if I would have been able to equip that, considering how much defense and armor it has. And anyway, I like my eel skin armor. It's all natural, made from 100% skinned eels. The more I think of it, the less I want it. Then again, consider the fact that it does have the zappy zappy feature to it, so that is a good thing. Oh gee. Yeah, I generally don't want to be caught in those waves. They can knock you back and hurt you pretty good, so. Thought Forged Bowman. What the heck was that? Converse some... Okay. Yeah, not really sure what happened there. But anyway. Dang it. Stop jumping around like an idiot. Yeah, that's kind of the annoying thing about the Scintillating Caves, as well as one alternate form of the Old Forest, is that you get those crystals that tend to jump around all over the place. Copper Ring of Power. Let's go see what this says. Research Journal, Part 1. I have been given permission to explore the Scintillating Caves to the east. Normally they are sealed off, but having a father on the council has its uses, even if he is normally a dumb buffoon. The caves are the site where... These caves are the site of where the I'll get this right, guys. These caves are the site of where the spell blaze began. An ancient Shurtul fire portal lay buried here, and our ancestors tapped into that power to their destruction. Many of the great Rhaloren mages stood here, and when the energies beyond comprehension erupted, they were all annihilated instantly. It was a terrible loss to our people. Such knowledge and power lost forever. Now the ancient ruins have become overgrown with crystals. Reports say that they grow each year. Could they be alive? I must admit that stepping into the starting place of the spell blaze fills me with immense trepidation. This was where the great destruction began, that tore through our world, wiping out cities, tearing the world apart. And yet, look at the beauty here. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that these crystals are alive since they're firing at us. I think that's about it for the first floor. Let's go down to the second. But first, is there anything that I would like to keep? No. Well, generation and fusion of the psychic 16 cooldown. I'll hold on to it. I don't know if I'm going to be using it, but the fact is, infusions are very light anyway, so if you're carrying several of them, it's not like it's gonna like super weigh you down or anything. Letter to Wiseman. This is kind of interesting. These can be found randomly, and sometimes they're not found in the correct order, but kind of runs along a story between Weissman and Rolf. I don't know why they're out in the world like this, but they are, so let's read on. Dear Weissman, what feelings your last letters inspired within me. Primarily mirth, with a good amount of scorn. Must you continually assail me with tale after tale of your waving of wooden swords and pestering of toothless mongrels? Allow me to recount your legends in a much more succinct manner. One day I failed to kill a dog. Such bravery, such pluck and daring do. Your petty escapades are made ever more insignificant by the trials I myself have recently overcome. Mere days ago I was trekking through the old forest that's outside Dirthwiseman. Terror must already grip you, when by unfortunate happenstance I come across a most hideous, bloated, oozing, and chittering horror. No less than the giant ant's repulsive progenitor. Such horrors of frenzied chitinous young it had at his command. It was as though the ground itself was swarming forward to devour me. And yet I live. Weissman, I sincerely hope that my letter has revealed to you your folly. Only when you have faced true danger can you call yourself an adventurer. Bore me with your tales no longer. Rolf. Yeah, this Weissman guy is kind of a wise guy. You'll see what I mean if we can find any of his letters. Come on. There we go. Don't be afraid to die now. Hmm. And more stuff to read. Hooray! Earth, water, fire, air. These are the elements we forge our magic with, and all of these I have seen manifested in the crystals here. But there is something else, something different. There are dark crystals here which seems to possess some new destructive element, a very twisting of the nature of the other elements, warping them into malign designs. Why have I never seen this before? I must study it. I must understand it. I must comprehend its very nature and hold its power in my own hands. The thirst for knowledge is all-consuming. I shall name this new element Blight. And Crimson Crystal, so this one is fire and not Blight. And now it's dead and not alive. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids, and kicks are for ribs. Well, I'm going backward here, but here's where the part 2 of the research journal was. I have definitely seen crystals move of their own volition here, and some even capable of producing magical effects in self-defense. They are no threat to me whatsoever. My arcane powers are far beyond whatever latent magic seems to possess these things. Possession is what it almost seems like. These crystals are not natural. I've broken some down and studied them, and the very structure of the material seems vastly distinct from any other I have seen. I've even studied Shurtul relics in the academy, and this is most certainly something different. Truly fascinating. And then the same guy decides that he must consume this power. Oh, that's what they say is power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Gonna pass a turn, and then use this, which didn't really help very much. Actually, I wonder if the Crimson Crystal is Blight. Because you got the normal red crystal, which was clearly fire. I don't know. If I see another Crimson Crystal, I'll take a closer look. Nothing interesting. And now level 3 of the Scintillating Caves. Oh, dang it. Quit missing. There we go. Ow. I got burnt. How to be a Necromancer Part 2, because we can never find Part 1 of these random things. I believe that there are 3 parts to this, and if you can manage to find all 3 parts and then complete a side quest, that's what unlocks the Necromancer class. I've never actually succeeded in doing this, but I'm not too excited about it. Necromancer isn't really something that interests me that much. Anyway, part 2, Domination of the Deceased. A contentious issue arises when it comes time to breathe life into your gathered specimens. Do you raise them as lifeless drones, or do you bind the souls of the deceased within their vessels once more? There is much disagreement on this between the various movements of necromancers. The Bainagrind method of necromancy extols the torturous imprisonment of the soul as fundamental. The anguish generated by the captive spirit makes for a much more effective undead thrall, they claim. The recently founded Trene, or Trene, not really, or Trene, let's say Trene. I'm gonna call it like that, and if it's not that, well, too bad. The recently founded Trene method, however, disagrees, claiming that allowing souls freedom not only results in more obedient slaves less prone to rising up and slaughtering their masters, but also causes your work to become marginally more acceptable to the unwashed masses. Sure, they'll still thrash you, drag you through town, and burn you at the stake if they get the chance, but they'll feel ambivalent about it by thunder. Remember, when utilizing a runic circle to bend your new minions to your will, make sure beforehand that every rune in the circle is enchanted properly and in no danger of fizzling out. If the unthinkable happens and one of your thralls is freed from your control, offer them goods or equipment in exchange for your life. Few undead will kill their creators after receiving such an act of generosity. It's kind of weird to hear about actual necromancy theory. Research Journal Part 5. I'm actually going to keep that for after we've read Part 4. Remember that you can access your lore at any time through the system menu. Okay, I think that one is Blight. Yes, the black crystal. However, that is not our boss here. And the boss is on this floor. Most dungeons are 3 floors large. How does a midge swarm knock you back? That's my question. Also, they're incredibly fast, so we want to get rid of them as soon as possible. There we go. Gives us a mind star that we can't use. Trying to avoid getting burned here. And there's our boss. The Spellblaze Crystal. Most of the Spellblaze Crystal's attacks are actually kind of slow and you can sidestep them. But remember that if you just keep sidestepping, you're not actually going to cause any damage, so you're not going to get anywhere. And we got the River's Fury and Sledge Grip. These gloves are coated with a thick green liquid. Ew. Sledge Grip is Nature, and River's Fury is Arcane. So we can actually use the River's Fury. Actually, I had forgotten that I don't have anything equipped to my offset. So increases nature damage but reduces acid. This 20% poison immunity. This is 4 points of cunning. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and equip these. They are nature infused, and therefore will not interfere in our magicless journey here. Which I still don't understand how I'm not running into any escorts. Maybe it's because I lost the first one? I don't know. I seem to recall getting escorts after losing one. Anyway. Research Journal Part 4. I can see it now. I can see so clearly. The forces at work here are not of this world. They are a result of the Spellblaze from the tearing of the fabric of our world. And from outside that fabric, something else, something truly powerful, trying to force its way in. I feel I can almost reach out and touch it. Such awesome power it is. Could this even rival the renowned powers of the Shurtul? The crystals are a corruption of the elements of Maj'Eyal. These outside forces are changing the very makeup of the matter of our world. This cavern is truly a garden of delights, a font of growth and energy. Who knows how far this garden of wonders could spread if we encourage it more? Perhaps the whole of our world could be enveloped in this scintillating glory, a grand corruption for all Ayal. Corruption for all Ayals. I have begun to train myself in controlling this blight. It takes much energy, draining my very vim, but I can feel the tremendous power behind it. I must tap into it more. No, you must not. That's a terrible idea. Do you realize what you're saying? I sought to reach out and touch the abyss, but I found it touch me first. I have been blessed. I have been fully awoken. There is a wonder here, a wonder beyond all else I have ever seen. A crystal of amazing intricacy and beauty, with a halo of power that echoes of the original energies of the Spellblaze. all the power that our ancestors unlocked, mixed with the glorious corruption that it triggered. What beauty, what tremendous beauty! I felt it touch me. I felt it reach into my heart and imbue me with its strength. I stood in trance as its energy flowed into me. Oh, how the blood now courses through my veins, blood corrupted with true power. I see it. I see now the path that lies before me. The spell blaze was not a curse; it was a blessing. I must open our people's eyes to the glory that our race has unlocked. I shall bring the wonders of this corruption to the whole world. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, corruption aside, I'm hoping that the problem has been taken care of already, and if not, well, I suppose that's our job, isn't it? Well, we got a few interesting things, but I don't think anything interesting enough for us to keep. Well, we got Sludge Grip at the very least. No, let's cash in all of our stuff here. Alright. So we are back on the world map. Back out and about, as it were. And next time on Let's Play Tales of Maj'Eyal, we'll be assaulting first the Old Forest, and then moving on to the Maze. I'm Cooley if you don't know, and I'll see you guys next time.